And we're back, and a reminder that the pregame is available on the Penn YouTube page. As we get ready to go, the Kingsmen on the field taking warm-ups. A reminder that the battery for the Kingsmen are number 13, Daniel Watson, on the mound, and catching here is number 16, Alyssa Griman. It's, again, a great day for softball out here at the Penn High School Athletic Complex as we get ready to go. Leading it off from Marian is going to be number 2, Kelsey Kleeman. She is going to be wearing number 2, and she is their center fielder. Penn, again, trying to come off on a very good streak right now. They're currently on a 10-0 streak here to start this season. Again, last year they made it to the semi-state game before losing in that semi-state. Marian, again, was a very good team last year with a very good record and was also very highly ranked. This year, they're ranked number 13 coming into this game, and the Kingsmen are ranked the number 1 team in the state in 4A. Now, as Kleeman walks in the box, we're ready to go here at Penn High School. It's time for some Kingsmen softball.
Center fielder, number 2, Kelsey Heilman.
Heilman checks her sign and gets ready to walk into the box. Umpire's getting ready to signal play, and
no, I'm good now.
And here we go.
For changes or anything?
Watson takes your sign.
I have all the names.
Wind up and the pitch. And she's going to jam her inside. This ball's going to drop down to the shortstop. Sure, they throw to first, and it's too late. The play was attempted to be made by Hallie Hicksonball. It wasn't quite in time, and Clement's going to get an infield single on that first at-bat. Batting next is Megan Reba. She's going to be wearing number 6 for the Knights. She's checking her sign. Runner at first, again, is Clement. Watson, the Louisville commit, checks her sign. Winds up, and the pitch. Inside, it's going to hit Reba, and then we have a second batter on base on a hit by pitch by Watson.
That was a good decision to move this back.
The catcher, number 24, Megan Sink.
She said, with the weather and not looking much better tomorrow.
Now up for the Knights is number 24, Megan Sink. She is playing catcher for the Knights. And again, inside by Watson, taken for a ball. And Watson's got to settle down here. She's pitching a little bit inside of these batters. I mean, trying to establish her part of the plate. But she needs to settle down and get it over the plate and get some strikes. She does her best when she throws the ball and gets strikes and doesn't make hitters chase. She's such a good pitcher. Sink fouls one off to the right side. Billy Dozlak may be joining us later here for tonight's broadcast. He is coming over from the high school and has some work after school, so we'll see if we hear from Billy later on, the Penn Kingsman basketball star. Watson takes her sign. Winds up, and here comes the pitch, and it's inside again. Count stands at 2-1. Sink's going to take her sign from the third base coach. That is George Grinner, the head coach of the Knights. And this ball's going to go over the backstop. Grinner's going to advance. And Watson needs to settle down here inside the circle for the Kingsmen. Runners on second and third, and no outs. Watson ready for the next pitch, going to take her sign. Pitch is called strike, inside half the plate. So the count stands at 3-2. We're full.
Bill Beck working the plate at the Riley St. Joe game. He wasn't bad. Missed a couple of balls for the most part.
Here's the windup and the pitch. And she's going to foul this off back the screen, try and fight off the good fastball by Watson. Watson really has the potential to overpower hitters here, especially in the NIC. She's going to Louisville. Very good pitcher, has some great velocity behind her fastball and a great rise ball. She's going to check her sign, come in for the 3-2 payoff pitch. And it's a little high, but it can be fouled off by Sink, and we'll do it again.
Never know who you see in a bikini there.
And the count is 3-2. Sink's going to take her sign from the third base coach. Watson takes her sign as well. Watson ready to go, and the windup. And ball 4. So the base is going to be loaded early for the Kingsmen. No outs as Watson finds herself in a little bit of a jam.
Number 13, Shannon McCarty.
And we have a special pitch runner coming in, number 5.
Running for the Knights.
That is
Jessica Nowicki.
Jessica Nowicki running for the Knights. She's going to be at first base, running for Sink, who's catching. Up to bat now for the Marian Knights with the bases loaded and nobody out. Shannon McCartney trying to see if she can move some of these runners over the plate. So nobody out. Kingsmen are going to be coming home with the ground ball in the infield. Outfield will be shooting home as well. McCartney is going to step in as Watson takes your sign. Wind up in the pitch. And jams are inside at the first baseman, and they're going to tag. They have a tag out at first base. So McCartney gets put out, but that's going to be a sacrifice, as Kleiman is going to come in to score the first run of the ball game for the Marian Knights.
Number 3, Joanna.
So that break's going to bring up number 3, Joanne Kleiman. She's playing third base for the Knights. Watson gives up the early run, but the Kingsmen do get an out on there. So we have 1 out. And inside pitch call for a strike again for Watson. The umpires have been giving Watson inside part of the play. She struggled a little bit with command a little bit early, giving up the base and balls to walk the bases loaded. But she seemed to maybe settle down here, see if she can get another out here from Kleiman. And there's a bunt, going to roll foul. So Kleiman finds herself down 0-2 behind a very good pitcher Watson, which is not where you want to be, but she has runners out there ready to come in, so we'll see what she can do. Takes your sign from the third base coach. Watson takes your sign as well. 0-2 is the count. Watson, the windup, and the pitch. And called ball a little high. It's a good one. That's a good 0-2 pitch right there. Try and make the hitter chase up and outside in the zone. 1-2 is the count as we come out 1 out here on this beautiful Thursday afternoon here at Penn High School. And Watson makes her swing and missing for the second out of the inning. That's the first strikeout in the game for Watson as the Kingsmen get 2 outs here with runners on second and third. Up to bat for Marian is Jordan Westfall. She's going to take the pitch. First ball, strike. Westfall's playing shortstop for the Knights. Wind up and the pitch. And there's going to be strike 2 for Watson. So Watson, after loading the bases, is 1 strike away from getting out of this jam with only 1 run, which, I mean, it's very good work. Let's see if she can get Waffield, though. And she's going to get her swing and drop the ball, but the runner's tagged out the plate by Griman, and that's the end of 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for Marian. Marian's going to take the field now, and pitching for the Knights, we have Jamie Denon. She is also batting 8th for the Knights, and catching her is going to be Megan Sink, who just was put on the base on balls. Weather, again, is very cold but comfortable out here at Kingsman Softball Complex. The wind is a little bit of a concern. It's blowing across from left to right across the field. It was blowing out a little bit earlier in the game. Now it's starting to shift more, maybe blowing in from right field. Leading off for the Kingsmen is number 12, Maddie Newman. She's playing left field for the Kingsmen. She's heading to Louisville as well as Watson. The Kingsmen really have a lot of D1 talent on their team. Going to Louisville, they have the leadoff batter, as mentioned, Maddie Newman. But then the second batter is going to Michigan State, Katie Quinlan. The third batter is going to Louisville, Danielle Watson. The fourth batter is going to University of Illinois Chicago, Alyssa Grimes. You skip a few. Then you have Hallie Pixball going to Boston College. And this is not a lineup that pitchers want to face. Your first 4 batters are D1 athletes. So that can be very intimidating for opposing pitchers. Newman's going to get ready to come in here for the pitch. Marian beating up the beat of the inning. And we're ready for Kingsman half of Kingsman softball. Let's see if they can get some hits here and get some runs. Newman's going to step into the box, waiting for a sign from head coach Beth Zachary over at third base.
And the window's going to close.
Yeah.
Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's going to be ball 1 on a slap attempt. Newman pulled it back, however.
They will, if they play probably at Virginia Tech, they would be a Thursday night game.
Wind up in the pitch, and this slap's going to go high, foul over the left side, and we're 1-1.
There's a
Newman has some speed. She will slap, left-handed batter. A lot of times she'll try and get the infield single for the hit. We have the infield for Marian playing in at the corners. Second and short are still back at normal depth, however. Outfield is in as well. Wind up and pitch from the Knights is going to be ball low. So the count on Newman goes to 2-1. Marian, when they played the Kingsmen tough earlier in the season to an 11-9 loss, but they have a 1-0 lead right now, and this is showing all the makings of a great game as the ball 3 goes off to the backstop for Marian.
Are they doing the sectionals here?
No, it's over at Adams. What's
That's
that
right.
sound?
That's
That's
right.
sound.
And doggone Woody's not there. He usually has the
3-1 pitch. Wind up. And it's going to slap down the left field line. Fielded by the third baseman, and the first out by Marian. Nice play by third baseman
Next up for the Kings.
Joanna Clayman.
Center fielder, Katie.
Newman's going to be put out at 1.
And that's not, that was a good diamond several years ago. I don't know if they really.
Katie Quinlan's going to step in as the second batter. She's playing center. Also the Michigan State commit. And she's going to slap one down the left field line. Missing out by the third baseman. They're trying to get to the shortstop, but she has no play and she's going to hold on to it. Quinlan's going to get herself a infield hit.
That brings up number 13, Danielle.
And she's going to get to 1, and that brings up the third batter, Danielle Watson, who's also the pitcher for the Kingsmen. She's going to try and give herself some help here.
Yeah, it was Tuesday, the St. Joe Riley game. Riley hadn't cut his grass yet this year. There was a time
Watson
you
stands in,
walked
takes her
by the
sign,
ball.
and the pitch from Marian is strike 1.
I told Katie.
It's a nice pitch there from Jamie Denon.
That live on farms in the outer. I said, get a goat, bring a goat out here, and that'll piss them off. They're building around people.
Watson takes her sign. So does Jamie Denon for Marian, and wind up in the pitch. And she's going to foul this one back to the screen. Count goes 0-2.
Wasn't a way I could figure it fit it in the story.
Kingsmen trying to get back 1 run they gave up in the top of the inning. It's 1-0 here in the first. Marian has the lead. Kingsmen have a runner on first, though, and are in business with only 1 out.
This year for softball, we meet and it's kind of voted on. So actually, it's like
1 and 2 is the count.
schedule, so we should be meeting this May.
And Watson, you're going to take her sign, take some practice cuts, and step in for the day's batter.
Like I say, I was surprised they got it since Woody's not there.
They had it. Well,
Denon's going to wind up in the pitch. It's going to be ball 2. So
but he was still there.
lob ball that didn't quite drop.
3 years ago?
So Beth Zachary offering some support for Watson down at third base. They take some more practice swings.
A few years ago.
Step in, and Marian Denon's going to take her sign, wind up, and the pitch. And foul back to the screen by Watson. Great job of hitting there with 2 strikes to foul it off. 2-2 is the count on Watson.
Like you said, Riley hadn't cut their grass yet this year.
Watson going to step in again here with the 2-2 count. Denon's taking her sign.
Unbelievable. It was off.
Wind up, and the pitch. Strike 3 for Watson, and she goes down swinging. 2 outs for the Kingsmen here with a runner on first, and up to bat is Alyssa Greiman trying to bring that runner in.
For Penn, the catcher, number 16, Alyssa
Mr. Griman wearing 16 for tonight's game. She's also catching Watson. She's going to take her sign, and so is Denon. Wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be foul back to the screen. 0-1's the count. Griman's going to take her sign down to third base. Wind up, and the pitch is going to be ball 1.
We need to get a new mower, so he was going to run with that and go look at one.
Griman against the University of Illinois commit. Wind up from Denon's the pitch in high pop fly. It's going to be popped up to third base, but it's going to be covered by shortstop. Shortstop is Jordan Westfall, and she's going to record the third out of the inning. Kingsmen get no runs on 1 hit, no errors from Marian, and 1 runner left on base. We move to the top of the second here. Tonight's varsity softball matchup. Score: Marian 1, Penn nothing.
I just had to buy a mower today. I don't have a big enough.
I'll just mix up.
Yeah, you pause it and then just click the next on this one.
I don't have enough acreage.
Due up for Marian here in the top half of the second is Olivia Douglas, Jamie Denon, and Madison Smith. Douglas is the designated player in tonight's game, which means she is basically a DH, but she's not DHing for anyone. All she has to do is bat. They're in IHSA softball. You have 10 hitters with an extra hitter or a designated player, however you want to call it. Watson, she seemed a little unsettled today, and she just put a warm-up pitch to the backstop. Hopefully she can calm down here and retire the Marian batters. Struggled a little bit in the first, got bases loaded with nobody out, but was able to escape with only runs scored. Penn does have some decent relief pitchers in Skylar Alberry, Danielle Watson, and Danielle Watson starting, and Kayla Minnie, as well as Elizabeth Bollinger. But Watson really is the #1 bet for the Kingsmen as they try and get through this Marian lineup, which has some great hitters on it, as Douglas is going to step up to the plate, taking her sign from her third base coach.
Player number 15, Olivia Douglas.
He's had it for years, and it runs.
Douglas is going to come and sign. Umpire is going to hold the play until she's in the box, and here we go in the second inning. Watson, wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be grounded off to the first baseman, covered by second, and Reed Heejung is going to record the out for the Kingsmen. So that's going to be your 3-4 put out, which is a little bit
Number
more.
1, Jamie Denon.
Yeah. I have mine right outside the box.
Wind up in the pitch from Watson. And this is the batter, Jamie Denon, just wearing #1 and pitching tonight. Fouled one off to the right side. Count goes to 0-1. Wind up in the pitch is going to be inside. It's going to hit the batter, Denon, and she's going to take first. And that's the second hit batter tonight for Watson.
Right fielder, Madison Smith.
And running for the number 9.
Coming in running from Marian is number 9.
Running for the Knights.
Megan Urbanski.
Megan Urbanski. And Penn, the infielder, is going to meet here at the conference, try and settle down their pitcher Watson. She's struggled a little bit today and just recorded her second hit by pitch. She has 1 walk, so those are 3 runners she's put on base. She needs to settle down, and a lot of it is just nerves, maybe a little bit nervous, maybe be the weather, a little cold, but whatever it is, she needs to settle down and try and record some outs here for Penn. Smith is going to step in for the Marian Knights.
10-minute chase.
Takes her sign. Wide up in the pitch. Watson is going to be strike number 1. Count Count goes to 0-1. It was a nice pitch on the inside corner. Watson's going to take her sign. Wind up. And the pitch. It's going to be try and slap, so it's going to be fouled back to the screen by Smith. Count goes 0-2. A little bit of a half bunt, half slap there. Watson resets. 0-2 is the count. Wind up. And the pitch. And we have strike 3 called on Smith. It's the third strikeout of the game for Watson. And Keenan comes up to bat for the Marian Knights with 2 down. Marian is 2 down with the runner on first here in the top of the second. Score, Marian 1, Penn nothing. Watson taking her sign and the pitch. It's going to be strike 1 for Watson up in the upper half of the zone. Keenan's going to step into the box, ask umpire to hold up Watson, and we're ready to go. Wind up, and the pitch is going to be she's going to pull back on the bunt attempt on the high pitch. Count goes to 1-1. Watson seemed to settle down here a little bit in the second inning. Had the hit by pitch early, but she's retired 2 straight batters, and now the count is 1-1, and strike 2 called on Keenan. Count goes to 1-2. Keenan did not like that one. It was a little bit high. But head coach, George Greener, is offering some encouragement over at third base as he gives Keenan the sign. She's going to step in. Watson gets her sign. Wind up. And the pitch. It's going to be high for ball 2. Count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs here in the second inning.
Golf tomorrow.
Here's the windup and the pitch. And foul ball by Keenan that went off her hand on a swinging attempt. May have actually hit her, but she did swing, so she's very lucky she got the foul call. Count is 2-2 with 2 outs. And we're going to do it again. Here's the windup and the pitch. Watson going to drop Hickson-Ball. Hickson-Ball going to throw to first to her side of the side for the Knights. At the end of 1.5. Scores 1-0 there with no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base.
Pixley, McGaldy, Hickson-Ball.
Due up for the Kingsmen, we have Addison Pixley. She is playing right field. Olivia McGaldy, she's the extra hitter, and Hallie Hickson-Ball, who's the shortstop. Kingsman last inning had 4 out. Quinlan was able to get to first on an infield single, but the other 2 were put out with 1 strikeout and a pop fly as well as a ground out. Marian looks to be ready to go as Beth Zachary takes her position in the third base coaching box. And up to bat is Pixley.
Our teenage girls. George about what being #1's like.
Jamie Denon
Started for the
getting ready to go. She's going to warm up out there in the circle.
Number 6.
Umpire's going to hold her up as actually Pixley takes her spot in the box, and we're ready for play. The windup and the pitch. It's going to be ball 1 high and outside to Pixley, and she goes 1-0.
The 2 years I covered it, they did that. I think in the regular
Pixley takes her sign as well as Denon. The windup and the pitch. It's going to be hard grounder down the third base line, right to the third baseman for the putout. And 1 away here in the Kingsman half of the
number
second.
9, the designated player, Olivia McGaldy.
That brings up McGaldy, who is also a junior for the Kingsmen. This is a very junior-heavy team here this year, junior and sophomore. So it's a very young team with only a few seniors. The windup in the pitch from Denon is going to be ball 1 high and outside. McGaldy's going to take her signs from third base coach Beth Zachary and step in for the second offering. Wind up and the pitch. And this is going to be a high ball. It's fair, and it's going to go foul. So we got a shot from McGaldy on that one. So the count goes to just got to try and keep the ball low in the strike
Oh,
zone.
yeah.
Got away with one there. Wind up and the pitch. High pop fly. This could be trouble. It's right in the gap and it's going to drop for McGaldy.
I guess we're calling that.
And it's going to be called a
Single for Olivia
For McGaldy, as
McGaldy.
she
Next up for
gets
the goal
first
and black
base.
attack. Shortstop, number 7, Hallie Hicksonbaugh.
That brings up Hallie Hicksonbaugh for the Kingsmen.
Second base. Should have been. I was talking. I was asking.
And it's going to be strike one on Hicksonbaugh on the bunt attempt.
All I had, the play I had.
She pulls it back, but the umpire called a strike anyway. Hicksonbaugh's going to take her sign from the third base coach. Then it's going to take a strike from the catcher. Wind up and the pitch. And it's going to be bunt laid down the third base line. They're going to thread. It's going to go into right field. The Kingsmen are going to advance on the air as McGaldy gets in safe to third base. So they were going to score that one an error, I believe. So Hicksonbaugh is going to reach on an
Next
error.
up for the Kingsmen, number 8,
It's going to be error on
Monica
fifth on the
Smith.
third baseman. Error on the third baseman, and the third baseman is Joanna Clayman.
And I'm sure that's not.
Up to bat now for the Kingsmen with runners on second and third is Monica Smith. Wind up and the pitch from Denon. It's going to be ball off the outside part of the plate. Smith's going to step back in. Denon takes her sign. The wind up and the pitch. And foul back the screen by Smith. Count goes to 1-1. Denon's going to settle down now. Count 1-1. Runners in second and third with 1 out. Takes her sign. Wind up and the pitch. And ball is called inside, maybe a little bit low, and the count goes 2-1. 2-1's the count on Smith as she gets ready to take. Here's the fourth offering. Wind up and the pitch. And it's going to be shot to the center fielder. She's going to make a play on it, and she's out. Tagging up with McGaldy, and she's going to reach safely for the Kingsmen to home. So the score is now tied. Marian 1, Penn 1. 2 outs with a runner on third for the Kingsmen.
Next up for the Kingsmen,
So Smith's going to get the runner in there with the sacrifice flaw. Dree Tajan is going to come up for Penn. It's a 2-er away with a runner on third for Penn. Dree Tajan's going to step in. Take her sign from Beth Zachary, and Denon takes her sign from the catcher, excuse me. Wind up and the pitch. And it's going to be shot down the third base line. That's going to be good for a hit. Bring in the run. Tajan's going to get a one-bagger there for the Kingsmen. He's going to take the lead. 2-1 on the RBI single by Dree Tajan.
next up for the Kingsmen, number 12, Maddie Newman.
Maddie Newman, there was the Kingsmen back up to the top. Nope. Maddie Newman is up to
the lineup.
Is Simon not supposed to be batting?
No, she's
Okay.
a, she's
that a
a
hit?
flex. Yeah. That's good.
And there's going to be a hit there for Quinlan, excuse me, as it goes up the
Single
middle.
for Newman.
And runners going to be on second and third with two away for the
Number
Kingsmen.
1, Katie Quinlan.
Katie Quinlan's up to bat. She got a single in her last attempt. She's 1 for 1 on the day.
No. That's right.
Yeah, you're right. Good one.
She's going to try and lay down the bunt attempt, and it's fair, but they're going to – ball's going to go into right field. It's going to bring in 1. Bring in 1 on the air. Quinlan's going to take second, and we have runners at second and third with 2 away for the Kingsmen as they get another run. The score is 3-1. Head coach George Gurner is going to come out and talk to the umpire he believes that that ball should have been called foul, or maybe he believes there's interference on at first base. But whatever the case, he does not look happy as he's going to storm off to the dugout. He was not very pleased with the ruling for the umpire or the explanation, but he's going to stay in the ball game.
Number 13, Danielle Watson.
Yeah, I think he was saying there's interference on the runner.
So Daniel Watson's going to come to bat with 2 runners on second and third, but also 2 away. Then ends the pitcher, wind up, and here comes the pitch. Watson's going to be popped up the right side of the infield. Could be trouble, but the play is made by the first baseman. And we are done with the inning. However, there's 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors by Marian, and 2 runners left on base by Penn. At the end of 2, the score is Penn 3, Marian 1.
3 runs for the Kingsmen, 3 hits after 2 innings. Penn 3, Marian 1.
Due up for the Marian Knights here in the top half of the third. We have Kelsey Kleiman, Megan Ryba, Megan Sink, and Shannon McCartney. Kleiman is 1-1 on the day with a single, and she scored in the first inning. Penn's waiting for pitcher Alyssa Griman to get the gear on. She was due up to bat there late in the inning. Watson's going to get her 3 warm-up pitches, however.
Players don't have to use them. They're totally disruptive. The game.
Watson's going to take 1 more warm-up pitch, and we'll be ready to go.
That's the last season.
So Clayman's going to come up to bat for the Kingsmen, or for the Knights, excuse
There you
me.
go.
Watson, once again, will be in the circle for the Kingsmen, holding on to the 3-1 lead.
Left fielder, number 6, Megan Reba.
It should blink when it's
Playing, but it's not blinking. So it's
Excuse me, batting for the Knights is Megan Reba.
just hit stop. I'll switch up the CD maybe. That one doesn't sound good. Oh, there is a 12. I thought 11 was last one. Just hit stop. Yeah. Oh, there's 17. We'll try it. We'll go back to 12 and
Okay.
see. It wasn't sounding
What was that
right.
first pitch?
Wind up and the pitch. And that's going to be fouled off the left side into the parking lot. Count goes to 0-2.
I am not so good with paying attention.
Watson takes your sign. Wind up and the pitch. It's going to be popped up to the left side. Foul out of play. Count's going to stay 0-2, and we'll do it again.
That happens in winter. You need a fire alarm.
Reba's going to take her sign from the third base coach. Wind up and the pitch from Watson. It's going to be in the dirt. Ball 1.
My worst concession stand experience was before baseball. They had us sit outside right in front of the press box, and we were right above the hot dog bun steamer. And my buns were getting steamed along with me. It was like being in a
Wind up
sauna.
and the pitch. It's going to be fouled off to the left side. Count's going to remain 1-2.
It was a hot summer day.
I was gonna say, today it was an
It was like sectional and regional. It was like June, and it was sweltering. And then you're sitting on top of a steamer.
Counts 1-2 here for Reba. Watson takes her sign. The wind up and the pitch. Ball 2 low. So we're going to go 2-2, and Watson going to try and see if she can get a pitch here to put out Reba. He's get that all-important first out of the inning. Wind up from Watson and the pitch. It'll be high, and we're going to go full. So the payoff pitch is coming up, 3-2. So Watson's going to take her time getting ready out there in the circle. Step up, take her sign from Griman. Wind up And the pitch, ball fours. It's a little bit high, I think, and maybe inside. So that's going to put the runner on first here for Marian. If nobody go out.
Megan Sink.
And so I didn't go there until after the start of the first.
That brings up Megan Sink for Marian. She is catching for the Knights. Watson can take her sign from Griman. The windup in the pitch is going to be popped up on the left side, and Tajin's going to run out of room. There's in the parking lot. And our umpires are out of baseballs, and we have one coming in from the Marian bench. 0-1's the count on Sink. She's a runner on first. She's going to try and bring her around here for the Knights.
They were just all laughing.
Wind up in the pitch is going to be high. The Sink count's going to go to 1-1. We're here in the third inning of a 3-1 ball game. Kingsmen have the lead on
This year?
4 hits and no errors. It's really killed Marian with 2 errors there in that
Maybe it was a different night.
second inning as Watson delivers a strike for the Kingsmen. It kind of goes to 1-2 on Sink. But that's the biggest thing in this ball game has been the Marian errors. And there's been 2 in that second inning. They were all important, brought in 2 runs. So instead of a 1-1 tie ball game, we have a 3-1 Penn lead as Sink's going to foul another ball off, and we'll stay at 1-2. Sink really wants to try and pull the ball to the left side, it looks like. It's out in front of Watson. Watson, I feel like maybe doesn't have quite the velocity she normally does. Counts 1-2 over on Sink, and right now all she's thinking about is that third strike. Wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. Nice stop by Griman with the runner on first. So count's 2-2, nobody away. Runner on first as Marian tries to put something together, try and get back 2 runs they gave up there in the second. Wind up, and the pitch from Watson is going to be fouled off to the right side, and we'll stay at 2-2. Danielle Watson. Hopefully she feels like she's settled down here in the away half of third. Sink waits the next offering. Wind up at the pitch, and she's going to lift this one. It's going to be caught by the left fielder, Quinlan, for the first out of the inning as she flies out to left.
Number 13, Shannon McCarthy.
That brings up Shannon McCartney for the Knights. Her last trip, she had a sacrifice grounder to bring in a run, so she has no official at-bats on the day. Wind up from Watson in the pitch. It's going to be swinging strike on the inside half the plate. Kind of goes 0-1. Watson's going to step in, await her sign from Griman. Wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be another swinging strike as McCartney cannot catch up to the fastball of Watson. Count goes 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be rounded down the right side, so we'll do it again here at 0-2.
That should be ready this time. Just push play.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm skipping. It didn't sound good.
Okay.
Yeah, but
See what happens, huh?
we'll try it. I got another. I brought a backup CD just in case.
Okay.
So counts 0-2 as McCartney steps in, trying to bring in that runner from first base for Marian. Wind up from Watson and the pitch. It's going to be a swinging strike. The runner's going. And they're going to be a safe call at second. Very close play. Looks like the runner may have gotten her hand in there. So we have the put out on the strikeout, but the runner's safe at second. They couldn't get the strikeout out, throw him out, double play. So with 2 away, Kyleman's going to come up. That is Joanna Kleiman. And she's going to try and see if she can get the runner in from second. First pitch can be high for a ball from Watson. Kind of goes to 1-0.
Yeah,
There's no rule. I know she did. I saw the one.
Kyleman's going to step in here for the second offering from Watson. It's going to be a swinging strike, or excuse me, a foul ball back to the screen. Count's going to go to 1-1. Watson seems to settle in here. She's 1 out away from getting to 3 with only 1 earned run. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be strike 2 on Kyleman with a fastball up in the zone. So now she's got some options open here with 1 ball and 2 strikes to try and get the Marian's climbing out. She's going to step up and take her sign from Bryman. The windup and the pitch. It's going to be popped up back to the screen, and we'll stay at 1-2.
That's enough to cause a little trouble on the tennis courts when you're trying to serve.
So it counts 1-2 for Kyleman, and she steps in here and awaits the offer from Watson. Watson looking for a sign. The windup in the pitch is going to be strike 3. No, foul ball back to the screen. Count's going to stay 1-2. Kyleman's going to come with 1-2 count again. Watson looking for another sign from her catcher. The windup and the pitch is going to be swinging strike 3 to end the inning. Marian doesn't get any runs. They get a runner on second that they leave, and there's no errors for the Kingsmen in the inning.
No runs.
After
no hits.
2.5, the score is Penn 3, Marian 1.
Pixley, Magaldi.
That was the 6th strikeout for Watson here on the game. And she's really seemed to have settled in here for the Kingsmen. Now, and still in the ball game pitching is Denon for the Knights. She's given up 3 runs, not all of them earned, however, as the defense has hit some overthrows to first base, which has brought some runners in. Marian, that's the really thing that's killing him in this game right now is the errors, as you can't do that against the #1 ranked team in the state.
Did it surprise them that they're starting to change something all of a sudden?
Leading off for the Kingsmen is going to be number 16, and that's Alyssa Griman. Her first at bat, she had a pop out to the third baseman, to the shortstop off the third base side. And she's going to step in here and with an 0-1 on the day. Pitch from Denon is going to be a high strike to start the count at 0-1. Grimes going to take her sign from Zachary down at third base. Denon's going to take her sign from the catcher. We have a windup, and the pitch is going to be ball high. Counts at 1-1. Pitch seemed to be in the same location, but must have been a little bit higher. This one's called a ball. Counts 1-1. Denon's going to take her sign from her catcher. She gets ready for the third offering. Wind up and the pitch. Grimes is going to take a lob ball for ball 2. It's that ball that can drop into the zone. Trying to get Grimes to chase up high as the count goes to 2-1. Denon waits the sign from the catcher. Wind up and the pitch. So we ball 3 outside. The count goes to 3-1. She's in danger of walking the leadoff batter here at the bottom of the third. Den's going to take her sign. Does not want to put Griman on first here with nobody out. Wind up in the pitch. And Griman's going to pop a little blooper to the left side. That's going to drop in for a base hit as it drops in front of the left fielder. So she gets a 1-bagger there for Alyssa Griman. And coming up is Addison Pixley. He's going to try and walk her around. We're going to have a pitch runner coming in for Griman. That's going to be number 19, Elizabeth Bollinger. To be in running for Griman, who's the catcher of tonight's ball game. So Pixley's going to try and bring Bollinger around. And Pixley's first at bat, she grounded up the third baseman, 5-3 for the first out of the inning. In the second, she's going to come up here and try and move Bollinger around the base paths, who is subbed in for Griman to run, which is legal in Indiana high school softball. They have what they call a special pitch runner, which is not actually a substitution, so Griman's still in the ball game. But Bollinger's going to run for her as the chance for Griman to get her gear back on to catch the next inning. Pixie's going to go and take her sign from third base coach Beth Zachary. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be low for ball one.
And Joe's home game.
Bollinger's got some speed out there at first. I wouldn't be surprised to try and see her take one, but catcher for Marian is Megan Sink, and she's got a pretty good arm, so we'll see if Beth Zachary's wanting to try it. The windup in the pitch from Denner is going to be strike one on the inside half of the plate. Count goes to 1-1. And the weather seemed to warm up a little bit here at the Kingsman Softball Complex. Winds died down a little bit, and it's getting to be a very nice night here from softball. Denon is going to take her sign from the catcher, wind up, and the pitch. And this is going to be a shot to center field. Center field's got a play on it, and it's going to be just allowed out by Pixley. So she's going to fly out to the center fielder, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Up to bat for the Kingsmen is number 9, Olivia McGaldy, who had a single last inning and came in on an error by Marian. McGaldy taking her sign from third base coach, as well as Denon from her catcher. Denon gets set, wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be ball one outside. As Bollinger's still over at first base, running for Bryman. Pixley again flew out early in the inning. We have one out from a 3-1 ball game. Penn leading. Penn's out hit the Marian Knights 5-1, but Marian has leads in one category. You do not want to lead in, which is errors, as McGaldy's going to put one past the shortstop into left field for a hit. Runners on first and second with only one away. Infield flag was in effect. And up to bat, it's going to be number 7, Hallie Hicksonball. In her first at bat, she got on, reached by error, and ended up scoring, so she has no official at bats on the day. It's going to be first pitch is going to be a strike to Hicksonball. McGaldy's actually 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. Kingsmen have runners on first, second. They're trying to make some more noise here in the third inning. Wind from Denon in the pitch is going to be popped up. Center field's got to make a play on. That's going deep. And it's going to hit the wall, the warning track. As Bollinger's going to come home and they don't have a play, she's going to be safe. McGaldy stayed at second as the ball cut through the shortstop. So runners once again are first and second with a run scored for the Kingsmen. The score is now 4-1 Penn. So after all that, ball hitting the wall, Hicksonball is only going to get a single off of that. As Monica Smith comes to bat with 2 on and only 1 away. Wind up from Denon, and the pitch is going to be it's a blooper on the right side. It's going to be called foul, and a very close call on the right side. Runners were frozen by the ball being popped up in the infield. It wasn't quite infield fly. The ball was not easily be catchable by any of the Marian infielders. But that ball did land in foul ground. And it was a very quick call and an emphatic call by our home plate umpire tonight to stop play. 0-1 to count as Smith is going to step in for the second offering, and that ball's going to be inside. So the count goes to 1-1. Kingsmen have runners on first and second, 1 away here in the bottom half of the third. They have a 4-1 lead they're enjoying right now. Again, when these teams played earlier this season in the Penn Spring Break Tournament, Penn won 11-9 in a high-scoring game as Marian's second offering is going to be on a diving catch by the left fielder, Megan Reba, for the second out of the inning. That was a very great play, sports center play by Reba out in left field, and we have 2 away.
I don't know if Reason wants out, but I think St. Joe wants to host.
So 2 away here for Tajan. She's going to try and bring in
For some reason, I thought I heard voice.
the runner on second with 2 away. Denon's going to step on the plate, wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be grounded on the left side. McGaldy's will be able to avoid it, but Tajan is going to be thrown out anyway at first base. So after 3, the score is 4-1 here in the third, where there was 1 run scored on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Again, the score after 3, Penn 4, Marian 1.
I'm sure Mike is
Due up for the Knights, we have Jordan Westfall, Olivia Douglas, and Jamie Denon. In their first at bats, Westfall struck out swinging to end the first. Douglas had a round out from the first baseman to the second baseman at first, which is not something you see every day. And then it was hit by a pitch. So Watson's going to stay in for the Kingsmen, take her 3 warm-up pitches. As Penn's starting to put it on cruise control here and going to the top of the 4th. They lead it 4-1. Last inning was a great offensive inning. Got some runners on. Weren't quite able to bring them in. That's the other thing Marian has done all day is they've gotten runners on base, but haven't been able to bring them all in. Errors on defense have killed them, and those two combined, you can't win ball games with runners left on base and errors. And it shows on the scoreboard right now, down 4-1. So Westfall's going to step up here to start the 4th inning. In her first at bat against, she struck out against Watson. It was one of Watson's 6 strikeouts. Watson's going to step up to the pitcher's plate, get your sign, the windup, and the pitch. It's going to be low. It's going to go in the dirt for ball 1.
So you go into negotiations now?
No, I've actually covered something.
Crown the queen?
Covered something every day.
So 1 ball and no strikes. The windup and the pitch is going to be strike 1 for Watson. Count goes to 1-1. Westfall, she's playing shortstop for the Knights. That's a few nice puts out here when the Kingsmen are at bat. She's going to take the windup and the pitch is a swinging strike from Watson as the count goes 1-2.
Well, they had some kind of lacrosse camp or lacrosse tournament. So there must have been maybe.
So Westfall's going to step in with a 1-2 count, trying to get something done here against Watson. Watson takes her sign, winds up in the pitch. It's going to be popped up in the infield to the second baseman, and she's going to be put out. That's Dree Tajan for the first out of the inning.
Olivia Douglas.
Up to bat now, up second for the Knights is going to be Olivia Douglas. In her first at bat, she was put out 3-4. The first baseman grounded the ground ball, and the second baseman was covering. She's going to pop one back to the screen. Counts goes 0-1. So the 0-1 count on Douglas here with 1 away, top of the 4th. Douglas can step in there after getting a sign from the third base coach. Watson waiting for the sign from Douglas. Wind up and the pitch. It's going to be low. No, it's going to be a called strike. So the count goes to 0-2 with 1 away here in the second inning.
People come from far away too.
Wind up in the pitch is going to be strike 3 swinging for Douglas, and 2 are away here in the away half of the 4th. That is Watson's
Number 1
7th
for the
strikeout
Knights,
on the night.
Jamie Denon.
So here we are in the top of the 4th. 2 out, no one on for Watson. She's got the first 2 batters put out pretty easily on limited amount of pitches. Watson now faces Jamie Denon, who's the opposing pitcher. She was hit by a pitch in her first at bat, has no official at bat on the day. Watson can take her sign, wind up the pitch. It's going to be popped up to the screen, so the count goes to 1-1. Watson's really seemed to settle down after loading the bases and going out in the first inning. But after that, it's been tough for Marian batters to get on base, and she's really settled down. Wind up in the pitch is going to be a ball low and inside. Count goes to 2-1. Denon's going to step in after taking the third sign from her third base coach. Watson, wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be a ball high. Count goes to 3-1 as Watson's got to buckle down here and throw some strikes.
Well, team should.
So Watson's going to step in here and wind up, and the pitch is going to be high for ball 4. First base with the big balls. That's going to be Madison Smith, who struck out last on the second inning. And that's going to be first pitch. It's going to be a foul ball back to the catcher, Griman.
Seems funny to say someone giving up one pitch.
So 2 are away here in the away half of the fourth.
Yeah.
The runner on first. Smith's going to take her pitch, and it's going to be a little high. Count goes to 1-1.
She struggles good.
So the count's 1-1 with Smith. She's going to take her sign, step in as Watson takes her sign from the catcher. Wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be inside.
Oh,
Wow.
It's going to be a ball.
Why did she go? Why did she stand in first?
So the ball count is 2-1 on Smith. I'm surprised that Griman did not elect to check the swing
scream.
check for a swing. As she looked like she may have brought the bat around. Nonetheless, it counts 2-1 as the next pitch is coming in. And it's going to be a strike. Counts 2-2 with 2 outs here in the away half of the fourth. And the runner inexplicably did not take second on the pass ball. So still standing on first as Smith's going to take the next offering. It's going to be grounder to Hicksonball. Hicksonball throw to first, and she's away for the 3rd out of the inning. So there is no runs on, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base.
No runs. No
After
hits.
4.5, no, after 3.5,
In the fourth
score
inning,
is
Newman.
Marian 4
Watson.
and 1.
I'll tell you what, there are times when
Good play. Good pause.
the defense might be a little shaky here and there, but Dixon is always constant. You don't see too much shaky out of Dixon.
Denon's going to remain the pitcher here for the Knights, as she's going to face off against the top leading off for the Kingsmen. We have Maddie Newman up, and then Katie Quinlan and Danielle Watson. So 1, 2, 3 for the Kingsmen, as Newman's going to take her sign from third base coach Beth Zachary. Here is Marian still meeting over at the mound to start the inning. Denon's going to break the huddle,
Fourth inning
and
started for the gold and black attack.
Newman is going to
12,
step up
Maddie
for her. This is her
Newman.
second at bat, third at bat of the day. She is 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a single.
Daughters of the new Notre Dame volleyball coach are coming to
Denon,
Who do they play?
wind up,
town.
and the pitch is going to be good for ball 1.
The
count is 1-0.
A soccer player at Notre Dame. Coach, she was an assistant soccer coach when
Denon's going to take her sign from the catcher,
was an assistant volleyball.
wind up, and the pitch.
Apparently
And
they're
this slap's going to go right in front of home plate. It's going to be a fair ball, and there's no play for the catcher as Newman gets herself an infield
Maddie
single.
Newman. Next
She is
up
now
for
2
the
for 3 on the
Kingsmen,
day.
Number 1. Katie
Now to bat for
Quinlan.
the Kingsmen is Katie Quinlan. She's going to try and bring Newman around.
Their paths cross.
And then, yeah, so they're coming to town. Autry Denson is here.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore.
Met him yesterday.
I don't know if he has that.
So that's going to be ball 1 for Quinlan.
He's got that.
Her first at bat,
Oh,
she
that's a-
had a single and then reached on error in the second.
D-E-N-S-O-N.
As the Kingsmen have
Nickname is Denison.
batted through, and this is going to be another infield single. She is gunned out
He's hanging out with Fred.
at first. Quinlan did not like the call, but she is going to be put out by the shortstop.
Number 13.
So there's going to be a 6-3
Danielle
sacrifice
Watson.
put out as the runner is going to move to second. And Watson's going to come up with only 1 away.
I don't know. I don't know if it's A2 or it's AUG.
Watson on the day had 1 strikeout in the first inning and then pop out, so she's 0 for 2. She's going to hit one down the left of the line, but it's going to go foul. Count goes to 0-1. Watson, it's the rare pitcher batting in the third spot, but she's a good hitter herself. 0 for 2 on the day, but she's due win this time up.
But they had really good.
Denon's going to take her sign from the catcher as Watson takes a sign from third base, goes Beth Zachary.
I don't know if it's the one I should.
Lined up in the pitch from Denon. It's going to be inside. She's going to pop it up, and it's going to go out of play off the Marian dugout. Kind of goes 0-2.
Were there any other new coaches? How about
I think Tom Light's son was 10.
So here we are. We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Kingsman lead 4-1, and they've out hit Marian 8-1. Watson pitching a one-hitter right now, but really is killing Marian. It's 2 errors there in the second. They'll let 2 runs come in because this could very easily be a 2-1 ball game. Denon's going to wind up in the pitch. It's going to be low for ball 2.
except they told me after they accessed them, so.
There's the speaker.
No.
Able to talk to me, so I was writing 900 words without talking.
Excuse me, 1 and 2 is the count on Watson.
Hey, Evan.
Wow.
Buddy, did you see Payson today?
Here's the windup from Denon in the pitch.
Get your lawnmower?
And it'll be popped up on the left side. It's going to go out of play, and we'll do it again.
The one people had the one I wanted wasn't stock.
So 1 and 2 is the count on Watson as she takes a sign from third base coach Beth Zachary. Gonna take her time here. Get a few good practice swings in. Don't want to waste too many of your dinger swings over there at the warm-up. And she's going to step in here for fourth offering from Denon. Pitch is going to be inside, and swung at it anyway. She knew immediately that was a mistake. It's going to be a second stringing strikeout for
Number 16.
second stringing strikeout
Kingsman catcher,
for Watson
Melissa.
for second out.
Right.
That's going to bring up Griman trying to bring the runner in from second.
I don't think you were in there.
Griman takes her sign. Denon takes her sign as well. Denon, wind up, and the pitch. To be inside for ball 1. Newman getting a big lead off second. Surprised Marian hasn't checked on her there after the pitch.
Ecstatic, but I don't get it.
So 1 was the count on Griman as she awaits a second offering from Denon. Denon winds up, and the pitch is going to be a swinging strike. It's going to be mishandled by the catcher as Newman's going to get to third. So that sets up the runner at third for Griman to drive in here with 2 outs. Here in a 4-1 ball game, Penn leads. Griman's going to step back in there with the 1-1 count. Denon takes her sign. Wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be popped up high in the infield. This one is going to be back out of play into the parking lot. So the count goes to 1 and 2. Griman, her first at bat, flew out to the third baseman, but was able to get a single and scored. Well, Bollinger scored for her as she had the pitcher runner come in, and the third. So she's 1 for 2 on the day. Wind up from Denon, and the pitch is going to be ball 2. Too low. And they're going to throw down to third to check on Newman. Safe is the call. So 2-2 is the count on Griman. He was 2 away in the home half of the fourth.
Did Jacob have a birthday?
Denon trying to escape this inning with no more damage. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be grounded down the left field line. Foul. And that one probably would have been a double for Griman, but and foul ball's the call. So 2-2 is the count. We'll do it again. And a very close line ball down the third base line. Came close to hitting Newman, but she was standing in foul territory, so no harm done there. 2-2 is the count as Griman's going to step in here for another payoff pitch with Newman standing on third. Denon's going to wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be a lob ball. It's going to stay too high. Didn't quite drop as Denon wanted to, and now the count is full 3-2 with 2 outs. And here comes the payoff pitch. Denon takes your sign, winds up, and the pitch. It's going to be shot down the third base line, foul, and we'll do it again. Griman doing a nice job fighting off pitches, waiting for hers, as it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs here in a 4-1 ball game in the home half of the fourth. Griman's going to step in here. 3-2's her count. Takes your sign from Zachary. Then takes your sign from catcher. Wind up, and the pitch. And Griman's going to fight the lob ball off, but not quite far enough as it's caught in foul territory by the third baseman for the third half out of the inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base for the Kingsmen. After 4, the score is Penn
At
4,
the end of 4
Marian
innings,
1.
The Kingsmen 4, Marian 1.
Yeah, he was really.
Due up for the Knights here in the top half of the 5th inning is the top of the order. Kelsey Humbus, Kelsey Kyleman, Megan Reba, and Megan Sink. Watson is going to stay out there for the Kingsmen as she's ready to go through 5. Zachary offering some words of encouragement on the mound before we get going. Technically, this could count as a conference for the Kingsmen, but often in high school softball and baseball, the umpires will let that go, as it's just a word of encouragement to keep the good sportsmanship going here in the IHSAA. We're waiting for Ryman to get the gear on. She was the last batter that half inning. Had some good time to share the mound by Watson and her her third baseman, Smith. Skyman's ready to go, and the windup in the pitch from Watson for her first warm-up. Watson's really settled in for tonight's ball game after having a very poor first inning, but able to escape with only 1 run. She's settled in, limited the base runners, and got some strikeouts. She's at 7 right now, and she's looked fantastic. And throw down to second for the warm-up as coming up to bat is Kleiman as we're ready to go. She's going to take her sign from the third base coach as Penn meets up at the mound to wish each other encouragement for the inning.
Kelsey Kyleman.
Kyleman is ready to go. Going to take some practice swings here in the on-deck circle, and she stepped up as Watson acknowledges she's ready to begin the inning. So Kyleman's going to step up as the first batter of the inning. Watson, wind up, and the pitch. She tries to lay one down, but cannot. She strike 1 on Marian. Watson gave her an inside pitch. Hard to bunt that ball, or slap it for that matter. Watson's going to wind up here for the second offering, and it's going to be popped back to the screen. Count goes to 0-2. Watson, again, is looking fantastic here in the second, third, fourth, and fifth inning so far. First inning was a little rough, but she got through it. Penn keeps the 4-1 lead. Kyleman's going to step in here for the third offering, down 0-2. And she struck her out. So there's 1 away for the 8th strikeout for Watson here in the 5th. And up to bat now is Megan Ryba. She's the left fielder for the Knights, wearing number 6 tonight. In her first 2 at bat, she was hit by a pitch and got a base on balls, so she's not had an official bat yet. She's going to swing at this first one. It's going to be strike number 1.
And every time you say blue, John's into the thing, he says, go blue.
Pens look good here through 5. Well, not quite through 5, through 4. We're in the top of the 5th. Ball's high by Watson for ball 1. But they've looked good, have hit the ball around, maybe get some more runners in, and they've looked good on defense. No errors yet. Marian's at 2, and it's really killed them here in this ball game. Watson's going to take her sign, the windup, and the pitch, and this ball's going to be fouled back to the screen. Count goes to 1-2.
I'll write this story and then I'm done.
Again, Penn is the number 1 ranked team in the coaches poll in the state of Indiana right now. They're riding a 10-0 record, and they're riding the arm of Danielle Watson. But she's been fantastic so far this year. She's going to wind up, and here's the pitch. It's going to be low for ball number 1. Count goes to 2-2. To the count of 2-2 with 1 away for the Knights. Watson's going to wind up. And ball's high, and we're going to go full. 3-2's the count here for Reba. Reba's going to take her sign for the third base coach. Going to take some good practice swings and step back into the box. The windup from Watson in the pitch. It's going to be popped up on the left side. Looks like communication left fielder. Hickson ball is going to get it in foul territory for the second out of the inning.
Megan Sink.
So that's going to bring up Megan Sink for the Knights. In her first at bat, she walked and then flew out to the left fielder for the first out of the third inning. So she's 0 for 1 on the day. She's wearing number 24-9, catching for the Knights. Watson takes her sign. She's going to wind up, and here comes the pitch. It's going to be high for ball 1. Again, Sink worked Watson with that walk in the first inning, and it looked like they were going to have – and they had 3 on with nobody out. But then Watson made quick work of the next 3 batters with the sacrifice, the strikeout, and the other strikeout. She winds up here and is going to get Sink to foul one back to the screen. Count's going to go to 1-1. So the count's 1-1 here for Watson, who is, again, Penn's ace. Penn has a good pitching staff behind her, but Watson really is their go-to gal. She's going to wind up here with the 1-1 count to Sink. And it's going to be inside, calls a ball off the inside half the plate. Again, the Penn pitching staff right now is composed of Skylar Alberry, Kayla Minnie, and Elizabeth Bollinger. But then Danielle Watson is the ace of that staff as she pitches high for ball 3. It kind of goes to 3-1 with Sink. Sink did walk in the first inning, so she's gotten Watson to work a little bit today. Watson's going to collect herself behind the mound and step back in for the 3-1 pitch. Gets her sign, winds up, and it's going to be a called strike 2 as the batter checked her swing, but it didn't matter. It was a called strike anyway, and it kind of goes full 3-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. Sink going to step in there. Watson taking her time out in the circle. Get your sign. Wind up, and the pitch. And she struck out on the inside pitch. Started walking out at first. Did not like that one for Sink. And that's number 9 for Watson on the day. So King with the 3rd out of the inning. So there was. So after that, there was no runs on, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 4.5. The score is Penn 4, Marian 1. Due up for the Kingsmen here in the home half of the 5th. First up, we have Addison Pixley, Olivia McGaldy, and Hallie Hicksonball. Pixley's 0 for 2 on the day with a 5-3 putout and then a flew out to center for the first out of the second and the 3rd inning. Here she comes up with Denon. She's going to stay in the ball game for the 5th. So we're waiting for the catcher Sink to get her gear back on. Then can take her warm-up pitches, 3 prescribed between innings. But they're going to take 1 as Pixley is ready to go here in the home half of the 5th. Pixley's going to step in. She is playing right field for the Kingsmen today, wearing number 6. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Pixley steps in as Denon gets your sign from the catcher. Denon winds up in the pitch. It's going to be high for ball 1. It's going to be a little high and outside, actually. Kind of goes to 1-0. Denon is going to take her sign here. Delivers the second offering, and it's going to be, once again, a ball high inside. We remind you that today's game is a broadcast of the Penn and the sports journalism class at Penn High School, as well as Penn Sports Information. Wind up by Denon in the pitch. It's going to be strike 1 on Pixley. Count goes 2-1. Pixie's going to take one up the middle. That's going to be her first hit of the day. And she's going to get a single on that one as the ball gets stopped by the center fielder. So with nobody out, Pixie's going to get on first base.
Olivia McGaldy.
So that brings up Olivia McGaldy for the Kingsmen with the run on first and nobody out. McGaldy has singled twice in this game and scored in the second. Denon's going to get the signal, and it's going to be strike one as they're going to try and send Pixley back to first. She gets in safely, asks for time, and is granted by the umpire. So the count's on 1 on McGauley. She's had a very successful afternoon. 2 for 2 on the day. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be ball 1. This kind of goes to 1-1. Then he's going to step in, wind up in the pitch. It's going to be a shot down the left field line. That's going to be a single. And Kingsmen have runners on first and second with nobody out here in the 5th. So McGauley stays hot, goes 3 for 3. It's 3 for 3 of the day, and that brings up number 7, Hallie Hicksonball, the Boston College commit, as she's going to try and drive in Pixley at second. Hicksonball's reached twice on an error and a single. She's 1 for 1 on the day. And she takes the first pitch for a ball. Penn has just reached 10 hits with that last single by McGauley, and Marian only has 1. Marian also has 2 errors, which has been very costly for them. Penn has left runners on, but the errors have brought runners in. So the count goes 2-0 on the ball from Denon, but Marian has some defensive holes to close up here in the ball game. Swing, and it's going to be a swinging strike for Hicksonball. Hicksonball has a 2-1 count here. The runner on second, she's trying to drive him in. Nobody out for the Kingsmen. Wind up in the pitch from Denon is going to be good for a ball 3. So the count goes 3-1, and the last thing Denon needs right now is a walk. That would load the bases. That would load the bases with Smith coming out. Hicksonball steps in there after getting the sign from Beth Zachary. Denon winds up, and here comes the pitch. It's going to be strike 2. The count goes full. Strike ball is on the outside half of the plate, but it's a good call by the home plate umpires. We go full. So the count's 3-2. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's going to be strike 3 for Hicksonball swinging. So there's 1 away here in the home half of the 5th.
Next up for the Golden.
That brings up Monica Smith. She's 0 for 2. She's 0 for 1 on the day. She had the sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 2nd, and then the fly out in the 4th. So the wind up in the pitch from Denon. And this ball is going to be a blooper in the center field. It's going to be fielded by the center fielder. It's not going to advance the runners, and we have 2 away. That's going to bring up Dree Tajan. She is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single on the 2nd. So let's see if she can get another one. It's driving Pixley, who is standing on second right now for the Kingsmen. Tajan gets her sign from the third base coach. Denon takes her sign from the catcher. Denon steps up in the pitcher's plate after getting a good breath. Wind up and the pitch. It'd be high for ball 1. Tajan. Runners in first and second here for the Kingsmen. They have 2 hits in the inning, but also strikeout and flyout. So there's 2 outs. Tajan's going to step in for the second offering from Denon. Here it comes, and it's going to be a blooper on the right side. This could be trouble. It's going to drop in for the Kingsmen. Pixie's going to come in, and McGauley's going to get to third. So runners at the corners with 2 outs for the Kingsmen on the single by Tajan, and she's going to bring it on a run.
Maddie Newman.
Pixie's going to score. McGauley's going to get to third with 2 away, and that's going to bring up Maddie Newman. Newman is 3 for 4 on the day with 3 singles and a ground out. She takes, waiting the offering from Denon. Here it comes. It's going to be ball outside off the plate. So the count's 1-0 here for the Kingsmen. As Newman's going to step in. Waiting the second offering. Here it comes. It's going to be high, ball 2. Stenon's really starting to struggle out there for the Kingsmen. Excuse me, for the Knights. Here's the windup in the pitch from Denon. It's going to be outside off the plate. It kind of goes 3-0 for Newman. I mean, you've got first place to put her, but it's not what Denon's thinking right now. So they need to limit base runners for the Kingsmen. There is 2 outs, however. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be strike 1 over the plate.
Hey, did you get my text?
So the count's 3-1 here for Newman. Again, she is the Louisville recruit. Wind up and the pitch. It's going to go up the middle, but right to the pitcher who – and she is safe as the first baseman was not standing on the bag, and it's going to bring in a run. It's going to be error on the first baseman. So it's going to be E3. As she reaches first, as she's still 3 for 4 on the – excuse me, 2 for 3 on the day. It's Maria Quinlan. She is 1 for 3. So they are going to give Newman a hit on that. So she is now 3 for 4. First pitch to Quinlan's going to be a strike. Here comes the second offering, and it's going to be a ball low and outside. Kind of goes to 1-1.
I thought Marian just reacted so
Right.
Wind up in the pitch is going to be strike 2 on Quinlan. Count is 1-2. She's got a runner on second she can bring in. Denon's going to settle down, wind up, and the pitch. And this is going to be a shot right to the shortstop who catches it for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Kingsmen get 2 runs in
4 hits for the Kingsmen
on 4
after
hits
5
and
innings.
2 left on base. So after 5, it's going to be Penn 6,
Marian.
Marian 1.
Bridget?
Due up for the Knights here in the way half the 6, we have McCartney, Kleiman, and Westfall.
When's the next home softball?
I may be able to tell you. Hang on. We can tell you in a moment.
So McCartney's going to come up. She had a sacrifice fly in the first and a strikeout in the 3rd. So she is 0 for 1 on the day. They're going to stick with Watson for Penn, and she's going to go through 6. So now we have joining me, no one. Wind up in the pitch from Watson, their last warm-up. Griman's going to give a nice throw down second. So we're ready to go here in the home, in the away half of the 6. Again, score 6-1 Penn.
Leading off the 6th inning for Marian, number 13.
So Marian again,
McCarthy.
Marian's McCarthy is going to come in and lead off the inning. She's 0 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice and strikeout.
I almost announced Olivia McGoldie, who's going to prom.
What's up? Swings and fouls it back to the screen for McCartney. So this account's going to go 0-1 for Watson. So Watson's delivered the next pitch. It's going to be foul ball out into the parking lot. Count goes 0-2. So McCartney And again, is going to try and face down Watson here with an 0-2 count, which is not where you want to be against a good pitcher of Watson. Watson winds up, and the pitch. And it's going to be a pop-up. Could be trouble for the left fielder. She's going to come in and make the play, however. That's going to be the first out of the inning. So now coming up for the Knights is going to be Joanna Kyleman.
Are you live?
She has 2 strikeouts in the day, and she does not want to get the hat trick.
Goshen relay?
47 and
Watson winds up in the pitch. Going to be high for ball 1.
You have so there's somebody in softball scores for the
So counts 1-0 on Kyleman. Line up the pitch from Watson is going to be called strike 1 on the inside half of the plate. So counts 1-1. Wind up, and the pitch from Watson is going to be another called strike at the inside half the plate. Maybe a little low, but Watson's going to get the call. Count goes to 1-2. Watson checks your sign. Winds up in the pitch. Going to be ball 2. Count goes to 2-2.
I didn't know if you wanted over.
That's fine, yeah. No, I don't. Saves you from,
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to type.
no. Nate Miller took care of it on.
Yeah, my phone died, so I asked if you could do it.
Tuesday.
Count goes to 3-2 on Kyleman, and she takes ball 3.
Just keep Track Nation off of my back.
Watson's going to step in with 1 away here in the home half, or excuse me, the away half of the 6th.
See you guys.
Wind up in the pitch is going to be very high and outside. It's going to be ball 4. So runners on for Marian with only 1 out.
Shortstop, Jordan.
And that's going to bring up
Westfall.
Jordan Westfall, who struck out in the first and flew out in the 3rd. So she's 0 for 2 in the day. Westfall steps in. Runner on first base is Kyleman.
Congratulations.
Wind up in the pitch is going to be ball 2. No, ball 1. Watson may be starting to struggle a little bit out there. She's overshooting her pitches.
Congratulations.
She's going to take some time to settle down out the mound, step back in. Wind up, and the pitch. It's going to be a swinging. It's going to go right to the shortstop Hickson ball for the 2nd out. So now we got 2 away with a runner on first. That's going to bring up Olivia Douglas.
Well, he had a great group of.
Olivia Douglas is 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a strikeout. Earlier, she takes first pitch for strike 1. Watson, as soon as you think she might be starting to struggle, she figures out a way to help herself out. Douglas is going to come up with a sweatshirt on as the temperature's dropped a little bit. It's going to be strike 2, excuse me, on her. She falls down 0-2.
Yeah, you know.
Counts 0-2 in Douglas. She steps in, trying to get the 3rd offing. She's trying to drive the run in, but standing on first. Watson delivers. It's going to be a pop fly back foul out of play. So the count's going to stay at 0-2 here on Douglas. She's the extra hitter for the Marian Knights, wearing number 15. Watson takes his time out of the circle. Winds up, and here comes the pitch. It's going to be ball 2. It's too low. Too low, so the count goes to 1-2. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be ball 2. Too low. 2-2's the count on Douglas. Watson's pitched well all day, excluding maybe the first inning, but she settled down since then. Walked the run on first today, but she's going to settle down, and that's going to be a shot down the 3rd base line. It's going to stay fair. Newman's going up to cover it, and the runner is going to hold up on 2nd for some reason, but it's going to end up being a 2-bagger for Douglas. I don't know quite what was going on there with that runner, but Maybe I'm not quite sure, but why the run didn't score there. But nonetheless, there's runners on second and third, 2 outs for the Marian Knights. That should go down to the base running error on the Knights. Here's the windup and the pitch from Watson. It's going to be swinging strike 1. Again, Watson has looked excellent on the day. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be grounded right to Tajon, who's going to get her out at first for the 3rd out of the inning. So on 1 hit, no runs, and 2 runners left on base with no errors from the Kingsmen. The score.
The Kingsmen in the 6th. Watson.
The score is 6-1.
Yeah, thank God they know it. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's on the
2 up now in the home half of the 6th for the Kingsmen. Leading off is going to be number 13, Danielle Watson. She is 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts. After that, we have Alyssa Griman, the catcher, number 16. She is 1 for 3 with a single and 2 flyouts. And then Ashton Pixley, who is 1 for 3 on the day, is also with a single, ground out, and a flyout. So Marian pitcher is going to take their warm-up pitch, throw down to second, and Watson's going to take her spot in the batter's box after taking the sign from head coach Beth Zachary.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, he is.
Number
Ben's going to take her sign, trying to get
Danielle
build some morale up there on the mound here, down 6-1 to the Kingsmen. Here as we start the home half of the 6th.
Yeah, Nate and Ryan Letts are going to hold. Stoslack is going to St. Francis.
So Watson's going to step in. Denon takes a sign from her catcher. Here comes the windup and the pitch. It's going to be called for strike 1. A little bit low, but Denon got the call. Count goes 0-1.
It was based on, now it's all based on me. They don't do that.
Wind up in the pitch is going to be grounded on the left side. Foul. The count goes down 2 for the Kingsmen and Danielle Watson. Danielle Watson's going to take some time to recollect herself, get her sign from third base coach Beth Zachary as Denon. She's going to try and get a quick first out here this inning. Up 0-2 on Watson. Watson's going to step in. Denon's going to take her sign from her catcher. Watson takes a breath,
That was pretty expensive.
winds up, and here comes the pitch.
Way more expensive.
And Watson, ball dropped into the strike zone, had a swing on that one. For the count's going to stay at 0-2.
Yes.
Count is 0-2 on Watson as she is leading off here in the home half of the 6th. Den's going to look in, wind up in the pitch. It's going to be ball outside. Count goes 1-2. Again, Watson is 0 for 3 on the day. With the strikeout, the fly out, and the strikeout. She's trying not to strike out here again. She just want to get the hat trick.
Michael just have to go and put together.
Denon's going to wind up in the pitch, and it's going to be popped up by Watson. It's going to go actually be caught by the center fielder. It's going to be the first out of the inning. She's 0 for 4 on the day. So that brings up Alyssa Griman, the catcher.
Alyssa Griman.
Alyssa Griman is 1 for 3 on the day. It's a single and third, and then 2 flyouts to both the third baseman in the first and fourth. Comes up, try and start something here in the home half of the 6th. Wind up in the pitch is going to be a strike on the outside half of the plate. Count goes 0-1. Denon's going to take her time out in the circle. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's going to be a nice swing by Griman. It's going to hit off the fence And left field, she's going to get 2. And Bessacker is going to hold her up at 2, and that's a nice double by
Double.
Griman, and they're going to bring in the courtesy runner for Griman to run.
Lizzie Bollinger.
That's going to be Bollinger is going to be running for Griman.
Stepping up to the plate for Penn, number 6, Addison Pixley.
So, occasionally, once a week, even when my parents walking down, that's fine, but we do need to have somebody that don't push some of us in. So our parents don't have to come down. I know they want to.
Pixie's going to step in. First pitch will be ball high.
Do you know what
Pixie step into the second offering. Denon, struggled a little bit today. Bollinger's on second.
Yeah.
It's going to be ball 2. Count goes 2-0 with 1 out. Bollinger on second, running for the catcher Griman.
So I'm glad this rural rate is still used to be one of our students.
Notre Dame Day tomorrow, or Saturday.
Here's the windup and the pitch from Denon. It's going to be high for ball 3. Falls behind 3-0 to Pixley. Pixley is 1 for 3 on the day with a ground out, fly out, and a single. She's going to step here up 3-0 on the count. Wind up in the pitch. To be strike 1 on Pixley. Count goes to 3-1. Pixley is one of the few juniors that haven't committed somewhere for the Kingsmen yet. Keeping her college choices option open. Wind up in the pitch for Denninger is going to be strike 2. The count goes full.
30% chance of rain in Indianapolis too. Are they playing Friday and Saturday?
So there's 3-2 count, 1 out, runner on second for the Kingsmen.
Because you know what, now that you mention it, we got an email.
Denon's going to step up to the pitcher's plate, wind up in the pitch. Is going to be popped up by Pixley, popped up at the shortstop. And she's going to make easy work of Pixley for the second half of the inning. So that's Marian McGoldie. She is 3 for 3 on the day. Having a great job hitting today. She's also scored twice and has an RBI. 2 down here for Marian as they're trying to limit the damage. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be called for a strike and lob. Count goes to 0-1. McGoldie's going to step back in there. Get your sign from Beth Zachary. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ball outside. Count goes 1-1. 1-1 count here as the Kingsmen are out hitting the Marian Knights 13-2, and they're up 6-1. So it shows that Marian also has 2 errors to help contribute to that. Denon's going to step on the pitcher's plate, wind up. Here comes the pitch. And it's going to be a shot by McGoldie. It's going to be easy work by the center fielder for the third out of the inning. So there's going to be no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 run left on base. After 6, we go to the 7th. Penn up 6-1, trying to end it here in the top half.
Weather causes international incident.
Due up for the Knights here in the away half of the 7th. They're starting with they're in the 9-1-2 hole with Madison Smith leading things off. She grounded out and struck out looking earlier in the game, so she's 0 for 2. Kyleman had a single, strikeout, and a groundout, so she's 1 for 3. And then Reba had a hit by pitch based on balls and a flyout, so she's 0 for 1 of the day. Quinlan looks ready to go out in the circle. As we're ready here to close out the game here in the home half of the 7th. Or the away half of the 7th, excuse me.
Michigan women's soccer played the Mexican national team at Notre Dame. So I was wondering if Notre Dame stuck in a little Wolverine tax on Michigan for using the
Yeah, I didn't know
field.
that was happening. I'm not really up with that. I mean,
Michigan football.
So now up to bat, as Smith walks up the plate, she tries to face up against Watson, and they need 5 to tie to need the game. Let's see if they can do it. doubtful. Watson's looked great all day, and they're going to stick right with her to close out the game. So we've had 2 pitchers all game so far, so no pitching changes throughout this game. And it's just more common in softball than baseball to have a pitcher go for a complete game. Watson's going to wind up. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be a bunt attempt by Smith. She pulls it back, but strike one anyway. Count goes 0-1. Penn had Leah Simon running in on the bunt attempt from first base. Here's the windup, and the pitch is going to be off the outside half. So we go. Count's going to go 1-1. Very close. Smith's going to take her sign from her third base coach and step back in as Watson takes her sign from Griman. The windup and the pitch from Watson. It's going to be a slap to Watson. She's going to throw to first for the first half out of the inning. So it's going to be a 1-3 put out. 1 away for the Knights. That's going to bring up Kelsey Kyleman, who is 1 for 3 on the day. Watson is going to have to wait for Kyleman to get in the box. She's holding up the umpire. Watson's going to take her time out in the circle. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be good for strike 1.
JV at 5 and then varsity follows? Okay. Thanks, baby.
You're welcome. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a mistake. I have 5 in my phone, so I didn't know if it was
JV at 5.
So the count's 0-1 to Kyleman. She just did the second pitch, and it's going to be grounded to Tajan. He makes a fantastic stop and gets the out at first. What a play by Tajan. So there's 2 away here in the away half of the 7th. Marian trailing 6-1
Number 6 for the Knights.
on the 4-3 putout. So Marian's down to the last out as Megan Reba steps up to the plate. Watson waits for a sign, winds up, and here comes the pitch. It's going to be good for strike 1 on the inside half of the plate. Count goes 0-1.
It's got a lot Anything that's in bounds.
Watson waits for a sign, winds up in the pitch, and ball's inside for Cavs to go 1-1. Reba again is 0 for 1 on the day. She was hit by a pitch and was walked and then flew out in the 5th. Ball by Watson. Count's going to go 2-1 with 2 away here in the 7th. Watson waits for Simon from Griman. Reba steps in. Here's the windup and the pitch from Watson. And she's going to pop it up. Could be trouble. Center field, left fielder's going to come in on it. That's Pixley, and that's going to be the last out of the game. And the Kingsmen win. Your final after 6.5. No need for bottom of 7th.
The number 1.
Penn wins. Number 1, Penn Kingsmen wins. 6-1. Again, Penn had 6 hits. No, Penn had 6 runs on 13 hits and no errors. Marian had 1 run on 2 hits and 2 errors. Your player of the game for the Penn Kingsmen is Olivia McGaldy. She was 3 for 4 on the day with 2 RBIs and 3 singles. Well, that's all here from the Penn Kingsman Softball Complex here on the campus of Penn High School. Again, your final score, number 1, Penn 6, number 13, Marian 1. Thank you. This has been a presentation of the Pennant Radio Network.